For those that don't know, you were the co-founder of Nine West. You were involved with BCBG, Tory Burch. You have the rights to Jessica Simpson, the line. Can you describe your clothing or your store to Canadians that aren't familiar with your brand?
Well, basically, we are very excited because this is something we don't think there's a void in Canada. We saw what happened in America. We started in New York. We have about 18 stores in New York, and now we're across the country. And we see the perceived value missing. Not everybody could buy a pair of shoes for $1,000. You could buy one pair, but today a woman needs in her wardrobe at least 10, 12, to say the minimum. High boots, low boots, booties, flats, whatever, sandals. So it's quite a bit. We are makers of fine footwear to begin with. We have the sourcing capability all over the world. We're in 5 countries, and we have a team that's second to none. And we know how to give the value. We buy our leather from all over the world. So when you buy a pair of shoes from us, you're getting the best value you possibly can. And it's pretty exciting for us and our team.
And so given the fact that we're at your flagship store in Canada right now, what plans do you have for the rest of the country?
Well, we are planning to open more because we see there's wide opening. We were out yesterday looking all over, and we see there's nothing quite like this. We say it humbly, where you could be approachable designer, and we can expand it also into lots of other categories.
Given the fact that there are so many American retailers entering Canada, we've had Target, Marshalls, J. Crew, and some of them aren't doing so well, notably Target. And that's a lot of people have said that they've considered the Canadian market very similar to the US market when it's not. What are you doing differently?
Well, first of all, people that you mentioned, I think we're a little different. This is a lot more value, and it's in a great environment. And I think the Canadian woman, from what I've seen and been here, has a higher taste level, even in her sister country. You know, for instance, so it's wide open. She wants an environment to come in like this, where she can feel good about what she's buying, and the prices are great. That's simple formula.
Well, speaking of prices, an issue right now, there's a recent CIBC report that came out saying that high-end retailers and low-end retailers are going to do well, and that middle class is where there's a struggle. And we've seen that with Michael Kors and Coach, and so middle-class people are more geared towards getting a bargain. How do your products cater to those various price points?
I don't put it so much for middle class. I think a lot of brands that you mentioned are oversaturated. There's a point that's oversaturation. But I say it again humbly, when you look around the store, I mean, some of these things, we see it in America too. We're on Madison Avenue, 61st Street, in a great locale, and people are coming in and buying thousands of dollars worth of footwear. So you pick up a shoe, I mean, we have VC Signature, there's higher, there's 200 for shoes and 400 for booties, or Vince Camuto, you can buy it for 140, 150. Those are great value and great points. Boots, we're boot kings. We make the best boots in the world and all the fashion boots. So when you look at it, the prices that we have, they're not cheap, 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 but at the same time, it's the best value, best materials, and a great look.
I agree, but I'm still like harping on that question because a lot of people are concerned about the retail market in Canada, the landscape right now, and they're worried that retailers, again, Kate Spade, she's popular right now, but you know.
But here's the thing, I think it's a great question, but the point is you got to take one by one. You take Target, I think it's another customer to begin with, you know. Where do we fit in? We're approachable designer. If she walks down, no, not everybody could buy, you know, Prada and Gucci and everything else. Or we get the same customer that comes in and buys thousands of dollars worth of footwear, or clothing, or handbags and everything else. So take them one by one. Some brands are oversaturated. It's the same menu in every store, and the line is limited. And after end of the way, I mean, that's one of the negative parts about being public. You got to push for every quarter. I mean, I was a CEO for 10 years at Nine West. Things were a little different, but we managed it. But that's one of the challenges that people would have, because a public company comes in and looks at you, they want to get the money out in 3 to 5 years. So it means it's expansion, expansion, expansion. And the people have to be totally into it, and like this is just the beginning. So I see it, really. I hear you. I think it's the biggest opportunity in Canada. If I could have a magic wand right now, I would open 40 stores throughout Canada. I mean, we're not going to be 100, but 40 great stores, and build it up. And I think it's, I don't see any competition.